I want to deliberately have a simple example. When they added the castling rule to chess, they improved the game of chess. Why? Well, because people, who are the chess players, found the game sort of too slow if you didn't have this move. It just made the game more wonderful, more interesting. And similarly, there are practices which were not only condoned, but even required in Old Testament morality, which we completely shun today. We would never dream of behaving that way.
But I don't think a computer would say, well, I play chess because it's more interesting and it gives me a sense of, whatever, imaginative
that's right, but
creativity.
So what?
Well, so I don't think computers would play chess unless they were made to. I mean, people play chess for fun. And that's not something that machines do. They don't do things for fun. And so not yet. Well, I think here what you're doing is taking a bet on the future. You're saying, I bet that brain science will develop in such a way that it will show that all these things can be done perfectly well by a machine. And I suppose my bet is that that's not going to happen. And that you could get a zombie which acted like a robot, like a human being, but still felt and experienced nothing and didn't get thrilled by things that were happening or invent new moves because they were exciting.
It would just appear to be thrilled.
It would just appear to be.
And it would guide its life by its being thrilled by this.
Yes, but that still wouldn't be the same.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that your zombie was indistinguishable from a normal conscious human being.
It's externally and publicly indistinguishable.
Good, okay.
But internally it is distinguishable. You'd never know because it was probably trained to tell you that it had deep feelings. So,
nonetheless, you think we're wrong to sort of assume that there is a ghost in the machine, as it were?
There isn't a ghost in the machine. What there is information, and information that is organized and that uses memory and anticipation to organize that information. And that can be considered to be the sort of software that's running on the brain. And when you learn a new language, you greatly enhance your competences, your talents, and your proclivities and everything else. This is like downloading another app to your
hardware.
Smartphone.
Yeah,
yes.
Right.
Now the brain's a hardware, but the organization of the brain is the software, and that what we can do as human beings depends very much on the software that we've downloaded through culture, on our language and on all our reading and the tricks that we've learned and the tools that we've learned how to use. All of that has to be embodied in the brain, but it's information. It can be passed from person to person. It doesn't weigh anything. It's like poetry.
But sticking with this computer analogy, I guess when I use a computer, I can see the hardware and I know what the software does and the way it processes everything. But there still has to be a me that it means anything to. It won't mean anything to the computer. It's just a lot of information.
You're the user of the computer. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, who's the user? Who's the user of the brain? And the answer is the brain. The brain consciousness is the brain's user illusion of itself, and it needs it. It needs it in order to simplify the task. So the brain has been designed to have user interfaces inside it that simplify it, so that it makes things easy to track, easy to deal with, easy to recall. In the same way that the screen on your laptop makes, you don't want to know the complexities of what are going on inside your computer, so you have this very handy, very effective user interface, so-called user illusion. And that's what consciousness is. It's a user illusion that is designed by evolution and by learning and by cultural evolution to make our brains
useful,
capable,
in a sense,
of getting our bodies through this complicated world.
Yes, see, at that point, I have to say that what you call an illusion is, to me, the most important thing there is. And I'm
even going to give you that. Yes.